Okay. Hi, my name is Faith Massey. This is my AUX final. I think it's AUX 100 final assignment and reflection. The first question is, so this is a part of holistic reflection. The first question is basically asking us subconsciously or consciously what has worked well for you and what do you want to change. And I think at the beginning of the semester I said my writing habits, which still holds true to it. I definitely could have took more initiative in my writing and allowing myself to have the time to write, to make a draft, have someone look over and, do the back and forth toggle and advocate for myself and my skill. But I think at the beginning it's different when people tell you that, like, that's something you need to know, versus you understand truly why you yourself want to learn it. And I think my first semester has taught me, like, college is great. We learn so much, but it's what you do with it. And more so for me, especially because I don't know what I want to be in life. I know I want to impact people, like, greatly, and I want to be a light to others. But, like, you could go through your whole undergraduate time, and you just have a piece of paper. And that piece of paper is only as valuable as you make it. And I think for me, what if I go through undergrad and you still don't know what you want to do, which is fine. There's other routes that you could do to make money, to be happy and da-da-da-da-da. But what have you gained from college? And I think the thing that you gain most, if you take heed to it, is the skills. And for me, I'm truly understanding that college is it's like an area of people who are, it's not like-minded. I don't want to say that because it's so beautifully diverse in people's thoughts, religion, political views, et cetera, et cetera. But it's a group of like-minded individuals in a way of we're all scholars and we're bouncing back. So as much as other people go out and they're willing to be vulnerable and they're willing to be, like, reflective, that's what we talked about in class too, the more we're able to learn and gain from each other's vulnerability and willing to express themselves, because we're in an environment that supports scholarly dialogue. And if you don't refine your skills, you won't be able to execute your dialogue. You won't be able to articulate what you want to say. You won't be able to write how you're trying to present your ideas, etc., etc. So next semester, I definitely want to be a little more studious in that aspect of allow myself to even have the opportunity to fail. Because I think the reason why I don't do that is past trauma and fear. And I'm tired of letting things stop me from doing things that I want to do. I'm just going to leave it at that. How have AU services resources support you in your transition? So the transition from high school to college has been a little rough for me in a sense of my experience is different than my peers. For instance, I have my apartment. I had a car, have a car. It's like a whole thing. I have my dog, myself, and I am very supported by my friends and family, which is a privilege in that regard. But these are different responsibilities that I have to partake on willingly, of course. Like, I'm very happy and blessed, but it's just a little bit harder for me to not have someone that relates to that other than, like, grown folk and, like, whatever. I'm going to leave it at that. So it has been a little bit difficult having a job. I told my mom, I was like, Mom, I don't know how you did it. She had a job, she had me, and she went to school. I just like, anyways, I'm going off my little tangent. So with all those things, and then naturally during the college transition, you're growing, you're discovering yourself, you're unlearning some trauma responses from your childhood. And therapy, AU's therapy has got to be the number one thing that helped me the most. I already used my eight therapy sessions, and I did get connected to resources to find a therapist. Now, I haven't been very far in that process due to financial barriers because, like I said, I got bills. Like, I don't have I simply don't have the money for therapy. Like, it's just that simple. And you think, oh, insurance, like you have good insurance. Yeah, no. But that's a whole other thing. Anyways, I use therapy, has been great. You know, a resource I'll continue to use. Do the professors count? Like, I'm going to continue to explore the resources that AU has to offer. What has worked well for my classes this semester? I'm going to backtrack and say I wish I was a little more outspoken in my classes. And I'm realizing some of the reasons why I'm not as outspoken, but I do want to improve on that. What has worked well for me? Definitely being open to talk to people. I've had a lot of interesting conversations that were very thought-provoking. Choosing classes that actually sound interesting to me has been by far the greatest thing that I've decided to do this first semester. Good luck in my second semester because classes were full. But that has got to be the best thing that worked for me. And allowing myself, like when I put my mind towards the work, like I can really get into it. Like, you know, I need to hurry up, sorry. But yeah, allowing myself to really submerge myself into the work. My idea of expectations of college, bro. I thought college was gonna be like social fun and like, you know, you hear all these good stories. Cause I've never been the one to party, but I want to hear about the people who go to parties, you know. But like, yes. And I thought, especially moving, honestly, I didn't want to move to DC, but that's a whole nother conversation. But DC has, specifically colleges in DC, and DC's culture is very, who are you and who do you know? And coming from a place where I come from, people did know me, and I put a lot of value association to my social positionality, or excuse me, like I put a lot of value association to what I did and what I provided and my productivity, and that allowed me to have a social position, meaning people looked up to me. You know, people were saying I was an inspiration, so I was respected. I was this, so that, you know, built up my self-esteem. Coming here, no one knows you. You're not doing activism here. Like, you're barely letting yourself even submerge yourself in your academics, so your grades don't even reflect where you could be. It's just you're surviving all over again. You know, like, all people know is what you look like. And it's been hard. That's been another part of my journey that's been very difficult, is finding value in myself with just me. Like, just me. And, you know, understanding that college is finding you, and in that finding you, you can have confidence and you can have self-esteem. But I think it's even more difficult because you don't have that blueprint. You know, you don't have that person you thought you were in high school and A lot of that was you trying to survive. Now you're in a position where, yeah, you're still surviving, that's true, but in different ways. And you're really discovering who you are. And it's a little harder to have confidence in someone that you're not sure of because you don't know who you are. You're discovering that. So that has definitely got to be a difference for my college experience. And I definitely see the value in it. Like, there's a lot of lessons other than that I've learned, but that one especially, it's just like, wow, this is a beautiful thing. You know, I definitely think college is for me, even though the journey is hard. And not every day you want to do work. Not every day you want to go, you know what I'm saying? Like, not every day you want to learn a new lesson, you know. And I'm really diving into my religion. So I feel like God is presenting me every day learning something new, and it's draining. But look how much I know now, you know? So, did you go on your wellness journey? Yeah. Like, my mental wellness has been significantly better with the therapist, with tapping into my religion. Like when I first moved here, I was really going through it mentally. Like I was having panic attacks. It was a whole thing. Like, yes. But I'm proud to say I haven't had a panic attack in a minute. And maybe I did recently, but it was so small. And it wasn't even based off of what happened. It was like a conglomeration of what's been happening, which is usually what it is. But, it was different. And if you know, you know. Ooh. Okay. Yes, I will continue on that growth. I will still continue to explore mistakes I made. Ooh, what can you do next semester? Mistakes I made. I mean, waiting to the last minute, yeah, but mistakes I made. Like mistakes? I'm sure I made many. Let me go back to that one. Have you learned about your identity and socialization and shape your understanding of AU? I pretty much already hit on that with the like self-esteem, talking to people. I really didn't talk to people as much. Or if I did, but like I don't have friends like that. I don't, I'm very much who I keep around me is important. And until I find people that are, better than where I perceive myself, I'm fine with being alone, So there's that. Part 2, allyship. Creative. So I have 3. They're all on Instagram. One is called Vibes of a Black Girl. Second one is Blair Amani. And the third one is Mixed in America. Now, Vibes of a Black Girl gives Black women all types of lessons she wished she learned, or motivational, or things Black girls need to hear today. And it just be very validating. And even though I am mixed, so it doesn't speak to me holistically, it speaks to a part of my identity. And I find the value in that. It gives me reassurance. It gives me validation. It is validation. It just speaks on a different level, and I enjoy that. Amani, she talks about like everything, especially when it comes to sexuality and just being more educated about that, and that is a part of my identity. And then Mixed in America is another obviously part of my identity, and they talk about the mixed experience. Now, they don't dive as deep as I wish they would, but it is validating. Like, they do talk about things of being erased and da 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 da. So I love that. How does their work move or speak to you? So all their work speaks to me because it speaks to a part of my identity. So that just makes me feel reassured, and it helps with my confidence because I feel less alone, especially when you read comment sections and people are adding to it, or they're having dialogue, or da 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 da. A piece of work that I like. I recently seen one that said, gonna look at my archive. Okay, 8 hard truths I learned as a Black woman existing in predominantly white spaces. And one of them that really hit home for me, so I'm gonna show you. Looks like that. And one of them, they talk about being the token Black girl is just not fun. The standards on Black women are held too high. Proving your Blackness is exhausting. The lack of accurate representation is triggering. Black sisterhood and friendship are so important. I've learned that this year too. Learning to love your natural hair is a must. I've learned that one too. Internalized racism is real. Discerning who has your back at work is a skill we all need to have. And then she comes under it. She says, most of the time at work, colleagues will be ready to throw you under the bus faster than they can say Black girl magic. And I like this work particularly because it's real. It's honest and it's direct, and it is great reminders on things that I face. It's like things that you face now put into words, and that's been the hardest thing for me growing up, is being able to articulate my thoughts. I've had very advanced thoughts, but trying to articulate it has been difficult. And seeing this, it's like, yes, that's exactly what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, boop, boop, boop. And I think that's it. Thank you. I done did a whole 15-minute little moment, but thank you.